The Canada-India dispute concerns the murder of a Sikh separatist, Hardeep Najjar, an Indian-born Canadian citizen. The dispute occurred after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau declared that there were credible allegations about the involvement of Indian government agents in the murder. The two nations' political relationship has diminished, with India's ministry rejecting Trudeau's allegations. Regarding Canada wanting to de-escalate the crisis, the nation should adhere to transnational and customary international laws. With respect to the country's limitation of actions, Canada and India should regulate their conducts focused on legitimacy, fairness, and morality, while ensuring their actions only uphold positive reputational effects on their institutions. Transnational law will assist in developing dispute resolution mechanisms. Currently, Canada has not provided further evidence for its credible allegations, which has caused India to withdraw from specific diplomatic affairs. Mediation and arbitration from other international institutions and actors can interfere to address the conflict. Canada could ensure India does not further feel threatened by Canada utilizing transnational law resolution mechanisms. These mechanisms could include Canadian governments, businesses, and educational institutions continuing their engagement with India, specifically through Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy. Canada has caused a divide in their diplomatic relations, but its right to embrace the Indo-Pacific strategy will generate the first measures needed to reconcile this relationship. Employing transnational law mechanisms will place India as Canada's central pillar. Canada should also abide by customary international law to de-escalate this dispute, ensuring India is depicted as innocent until proven guilty. The Canadian government must share more evidence for their allegations, as some of the evidence was said to come from the Five Eyes intelligence sharing network. Canada has yet to support their claims, and for a de-escalation of the crisis to prosper, Canada must conceptualize India as innocent until proven guilty. With this terminology adopted, Canada then should investigate the potential of domestic illegal activity by the Canadian Sikh community instead of pertaining their attention solely to the Indian government. Canada should also refrain from canceling or pausing trade agreements with India, as India remains innocent until further evidence is presented based on customary international law. Canada should also strengthen their relationship instead of damaging their valuable economic affiliation. However, this aligns with Canada continuing to investigate India's denial of involvement while upholding their diplomatic relationship until the claims can be proven. Correspondingly, Canada and India should compromise their actions based on their legitimacy. Legitimacy in a nation's action promotes favorable trade agreements and improved diplomatic relations. As Canada and India are witnessing a decrease in their political and global relationship, ensuring legitimate actions will resemble Canada and India's mutual commitment to the rule of law. Ensuring legitimacy is accomplished through their institutions, organizations, and actions deeming justifiable and conforming to accepted norms. The perception of fairness and morality is intertwined in this dispute by abiding by the rule of law. India should also not suspend visa processing again, as these actions would be illegitimate by not upholding a positive governance institution and would not prosper the economic well-being of India or of Canada. Concerning the four causes of action to de-escalate the dispute, Canada and India should also ensure the credible reputation of their institutions. The market discipline relies profoundly on governance institutions' reputation. Canada neglecting agreements made with India will cause a loss in their diplomatic relations, creating a chain effect of negative perceptions of Canadian institutions due to the failure to uphold prior promises. Therefore, Canada could also reshape India's perceptions by strengthening their economic connection through international economic law. This law will ensure continued trade, compliance, and enforcement to further international relations with India by imposing hard law regulations. These hard law regulations include legal measures across borders for international cooperation to emerge. By incorporating these governance mechanisms, the reputation of Canadian institutions will be acknowledged as attributing to trade agreements and treaties. This will remove the negative interpretation of India Trudeau established by prospering the reputation of Canadian institutions. In conclusion, Canada could limit the deterioration of India and Canada's relationship by obeying transnational law, customary international law, safeguarding legitimacy, and endorsing justifiable acts to enhance the reputation of governmental institutions. Determining who murdered Najjar has created a negative consequence for both nations. In contrast, these mechanisms will assist in determining what decisions Canada and India should execute to de-escalate their dispute.